Hello everyone, TarantulaDan here. I hope you're doing well today, or at least better than how I am at the moment. So in this video I'm going to be going through something that's very important, and I'm I'm not very happy about this, but I need to do a video to kind of document it, and it's important, at least for me it is anyway. So yeah, I've had a loss in my collection and it really sucks. Now this is not the video I planned. Obviously I never like doing videos like this anyway. Originally my plan today was to have up the video of the Southern Invert Show pickups. If you look behind me, there are slings along here, there's spiders and new stuff, but you'll see those in a future video, which I'm going to try and get finished over the weekend. However, I need to get this done, just because one, the sooner the better, and I'd rather just get it done, to be fair, I guess. So, spider has died. This spider that has died is actually very special to me for several reasons, which I'm going to go through. So there's a lot of talking in this, so please get comfortable. There will be sort of pictures of said spider and video footage of it and things like that, so you will get to see the actual spider as well. It's not just me talking. But basically, the reason that this spider is so special is because it is the first spider that I ever had from a breeding project, basically. Going back, I don't know, 10 or so years, I originally bought what was a Poecilotheria pediceni, which was renamed vittata. It was a mature male, and I took it and I gave it to Ray Gabriel. Many of you will have heard me talk about Ray. I've spoken about him before. He's the lovely guy that at the BTS a couple of years ago, he asked me to, came and tapped me and said, come and have a drink, and I went off with Ray for a drink, and there was Stuart Longcall and Andrew Smith, and he cracked open the bottle of whiskey and gave, he took a swig from it and gave it me. I don't like sharing drinks with people. At the time I didn't like whiskey, or was it rum? No, it's Captain Morgan Spice rum. Don't like that, but I've been offered a drink by this amazing man, and I drank it. And so me and Ray have became very good friends. I saw him this weekend at the show. We had a catch up. I'm doing some work with him, and he's a lovely man. But it started, like I said, like 10 years ago or so, when I gave him the Poecilotheria pediceni at the time. He put it in with his female, and several months later I had 46 slings of that species. So of course with my 46 I sold a bunch of them to to people I know and gave some to friends. I kept one myself, and the one that I kept was my female, and that was my first ever 50-50. It was the start of my my friendship with Ray, which of course has blossomed wonderfully. He's a wonderful man, a lot of respect for him, and so yeah, I mean, all was going well. I was going to say I've had her for 10 years or however long it's been. I have keep her the same. I feed her regularly. I water her, like I do with all of my animals. They're all in like a routine of how I care for them, and absolutely fine. I have some footage which I'll put up on screen. And I was doing like a bit of a photo shoot the other week with my animals. Trying to work on some merchandise, which, by the way, if you're interested in any merchandise, I have some new merchandise on my Redbubble, links in the description. And I was trying to get some of her, but she was on a log and she was just being really chilled out. She doesn't bolt, really calm Poecilotheria. She's just a wonderful example. Really big girl, really good eater. Never gave me any jip or anything like that. Absolutely wonderful. And the footage of her on the log was actually filmed like a week ago, 2 weeks. So she was fine. I had, last week I fed her. Yeah, just absolutely just a wonderful spider. Then we go to Friday, last Friday before the Southeast Arachnid show. I was in here with Dan. I was doing I think I did a bit of a vlog. Maybe if I have any footage of that, I'll put some footage on screen of it. But I was in here, and on the Friday night I went through and I watered all of my spiders. The Poecilotheria, the Celadonia, the Sarwell blue. The ones that require sort of a bit more humidity. I went through and made sure they were watered. I fed them. Great, you know, absolutely wonderful. Went to the show, the Southern Invert Show, hosted by Invert Shows UK. When I get there, obviously Ray and Danny are there, so I go and greet them and we have a quick chat. He's got a mature male on the side, which is actually, he's in here. He's just here, in the corner. You probably can't see him that well. But he gave me his mature male. He did not ask for, if he didn't want any money off me, he gave it me. And so for me this is wonderful because, say, years and years ago I went to Ray and gave Ray my mature male that I'd raised from a sling, and he bred it and I had the slings back. I raised a sling to, obviously, you know, an adult, and he gives me the mature male to breed with my female. So for me, I'm now like in like the third, you know, this would be like the third generation bloodline that, you know, that I'd done, and I was really really happy with this. Really excited to be able to, you know, to breed her, because, you know, apart from Zelda, my lassie or powerhide banner, she is my second oldest tarantula that I have. So I was just really looking forward to breeding her. I just, you know, I came back and I checked her on Monday. She was fine. You know, she was just out and about. Yeah, no concerns. Check through, put some water in, and then Thursday night, I've been talking to some patrons because I wasn't happy with my Southern pickups video, and I posted to my patrons and just said to them, look, can you give me some feedback? Let me know, you know, about making it better. I had a few ideas, but, you know, and they said yes, you know, you need, you know, change this, do this. Great. And to my patrons, thank you for being engaging with me and letting me know. I appreciate all of your honest feedback. You know, that's why I present it to you. And so there's a few things I had to come into this room to refilm some bits for the video. And I had all my spiders down, I'm feeding and I'm watering them. Got to, as I finished, I was watering. I thought, oh, while I'm here, I've got the water out. I'll go through and water all of my, you know, my arboreals, the pokies, make sure they were all good. P. Metallica was fine. I actually fed her as well. I put some footage up on screen. Fed the P. Metallica. Great. P. regalis didn't want to eat, but you know, I gave her, you know, provided her some water. Great. Female did the mature male. Sorry, he ate. They used more hopper. Gave him some water. Great. Got to my female. Found her dead. Now, she was not in pre-molt, she wasn't stuck in a molt or anything like that. She wasn't in death curl either, which, if you know a tarantula or spider, when they die, or the muscles obviously tighten and they end up with the legs sort of like curled under them. None of that. Basically, as I found her, she was, imagine, you know, I'll put some footage up of her on a log. She literally looked like that. But she was obviously like lying on it, the legs were sort of more drooped around it. I knew straight away something was up. No smell. That's, you know, real key thing. There's no smell. If you've ever had a tarantula die, they have a very, it's not unpleasant, but you can tell it's dead, you know. And that happens really, really quick. None of that. So she must have literally either very recently died. But I got her out, I checked her over, and no movement at all, so she's definitely dead. I had a look around her to see if there's a rupture or what would cause this, because it was, you know, and what I believe it would be is nematodes, parasite or something. So basically I looked at the mouth area. The clitoris is a good area to look at. I have some footage of this which I'll put on screen. I don't know how good it is, but I use bits of it. But basically, all around the mouth part was very hard, sort of like it had been glued, I guess is the best way to describe it. I actually, where is it? I tried to retract the fangs to see, you know, how she was, if there's anything in there that would indicate a problem, and they were literally stuck. Now I've had spiders die or molts and things, and you can fairly easily just sort of retract the fangs. Couldn't do it. I ended up using this little tool here, which as you can see is a real sharp point, really sharp. And when I was scraping, there's all this white stuff on, and it was like scraping sort of, not stone, but it was hard and very coarse. And I checked her over and spoke to a few people about it, and they said it sounds like she's obviously got nematodes. Obviously, she's been infected, and that's what's killed her. So that's basically what happened. I'm really gutted by that. I wanted to do the video because obviously once I found this out, I tidied everything away. I stopped working on my southern pickups video. I removed the enclosure, emptied it out, cleaned it. It's got to be disinfected. I want to make sure it's spotless. I then have to go through and check all of these, try and check out all the spiders, make sure that none of those are infected. Because the thought of everything else getting infected and dying, that would probably be the end of me. To be fair, I don't know if I lost every animal in my collection. I don't know whether I'd even bother continue making videos. To be fair, but I've checked on. I got the metallic out. I checked her. I can't see any signs from her. I've made sure to rummage through and remove any uneaten food. I will be switching entirely to red runner roaches. The food that I normally buy, I buy from a local pet shop. Now I'm not saying it's a pet shop, but they can get the parasites from the food. So that's something I've got to obviously take into consideration. So I'm just going to go into roaches. It's just so much easier. And yeah, that is basically what's going on, I guess. I didn't really have a structure for this video, but I needed to tell you because she was a spider that a lot of people liked, especially people that have been watching me for nearly 10 years in total. Because I had this channel and I had another channel before this one, which I had for several years before I moved channels. But then a lot of people saw her from when I had her first. If I have any footage, I'll try and put it up of when I actually had them, years and years ago. And yeah, they've enjoyed sort of seeing her and things, and now it's sort of no fault of anyone's, but an infection has killed her, and I'm really angry about that. I'm not angry like it myself, because I know there isn't really much I could have done about that. And she spent a lot of time in a court tube, so you can't keep getting them out and checking them. But it's sort of like, I wish I had sort of found it sooner. I might have been able to have sorted it, or at the very least I could have chosen to have froze her. And which, if you don't know, if you have a tarantula that's sick, you freeze them. That is the humane way to to see them off, basically, without them suffering. So I don't know how long she had it for or something. But yeah, I'm really angry about that. Like I say, just because of, I mean, you can probably buy those spiders for not that much money, to be fair, but it's the fact that it was the start of my relationship with Ray. I'd raised her for years, and just like I said, I had this mature male. I got it for her at the show a week ago, not even a week ago. I got that male for her, so I obviously messaged Ray and say, look, thank you for the male, don't need it anymore, So obviously that will be sent back to Ray. It's not my male. He was on 50-50, so he can have it. I obviously have no use for it. So my word to you, to all of you, I guess, is to please, if you have any enclosures, just maybe go around, just check the mouth parts, make sure there's no, you can tell this is like white, sort of like a white paste, or any sort of worms or anything like that. Just make sure there's nothing on them. If you have any uneaten food in your enclosures, make sure you get it out. I always go through and try and pick out any bits so I can see. Of course, if you have a spider that burrows and leaves it in there, then you're not going to get that out. Most spiders will remove uneaten food and will dump it sort of away from you know, wherever they reside, I guess. So yeah, that is this video. I did a video on this very briefly to just say, look, this is what's going on. And like I said, I didn't have a structure for it. I didn't know how I was going to set it out. I thought I'd just put the camera on and rant to the camera and explain to all of you what's happened. So yeah, my second oldest tarantula, first one from my own sort of egg sac, which is obviously 50-50 with Ray, has died from infection. And obviously, say the enclosure isn't in here now. The actual spider is in the freezer because I don't really want to just bin her because she's sort of quite sentimental. And I actually had a message from Jez that remains to be seen, which well, by the time that this goes up, I will message you back if you watch this. Remains to be seen is an amazing company that do actually have this one here of my sooty-headed bauble. It's a skeleton, and this is what he sells at his shows and shows and things. Lovely man, and he does taxidermy. And he messaged me yesterday morning and just said, oh, about sort of preserving it or something. And I was at work and I was like, I was at work, so I'll reply to you when I'm back. And then work was just really busy yesterday, and then last night was really busy, and today is actually Saturday, and I've been busy all morning. I'm doing this, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know whether I'm going to preserve her or not. At the moment, she's in the freezer until I can decide what to do with her. Yeah, I'm really angry about that. But like I said, please go through your enclosures, just check for any uneaten food, keep your eye on your spiders. And yeah, I just wanted to sort of like just tell you this, I guess. And yeah, she's one of the specials, I think. I mean, as far as my animals that I would class as being extra special, of course there's Yuna the iguana, my two leopard geckos, of course Gex being my single favourite animal. Because I've had him for 20 years, the leopard gecko. Zelda, the first spider that I ever raised from a sling. She's 10 years old, so she's my oldest tarantula. Obviously the Saladonia and things. So I mean, they're all special to me, but those are the top tier ones, of which she was part of. And it's really weird. People always say, oh, they're just spiders, you don't get attached to them. No, not a lot. I mean, in all honesty, if I had, like, I don't know, if my female albiceps died, I'd be ashamed because she died, because she's a nice spider. I wouldn't be completely gutted, if that makes sense. I think everyone in their collection has those special few that are just like, their favourites, and yeah, she was one. So yeah, that's the video anyway, just to sort of fill you in on that and let you know about it. I will of course get the video done. I aim to try and have that video now for Tuesday of the pickups that I had from the Southern Invert show. I came back with 42 or 43 new additions at the show, so please, hopefully you look forward to that. Obviously there's lots of editing and things like that, but hopefully it's worth it. I've got some other things going on as well, so yeah, stay tuned. Of course, if you watch it this far, thank you for taking the time to listen to me rant during this video. Please feel free to check out my other videos. I'm sure they're much sort of happier and nicer, and excuse me. And yeah, just if you liked it, feel free to subscribe, check out my videos, leave a comment, and I will see you soon. And of course, I'll be finishing off the African series as well. If you haven't seen that, please check out the African series. It's quite good. I enjoyed it. So yeah, thanks for watching anyway, and I will see you soon in the next video. Goodbye everyone. Take care.